This is about us impacting institutions. This isn't just about us coming out because we got a tweet to come out and to get emotional. But this is to take these kinds of words to inspire us to make all the difference in the world. This rally is here because four sisters decided over Twitter and Facebook they wanted to make a difference. And they were able, with no institution, no organization, to give us all come here. But their purpose is not so that we don't build institutions. Their purpose is so that you become an institution. Their purpose is so you get inspired to be able to shake the walls of injustice so this world is different because you are here. Their purpose is so that you get a fire in your belly that helps this world be turned around. Their purpose is you can no longer live in mediocrity, but you get up off of your couch and you make a difference in the schools in your area, make a difference in the criminal system in your area, go and mentor a child in your area, read to a baby in your area. They did this so somebody can be changed, so systems can be impacted, and so justice can roll like a river. This sister shared with us so eloquently. But don't let these words touch your heart and you go home and they leave your mind. But you make sure these words sit and rest in your heart so that they trouble you in the midnight hour. That in the midnight hour you can't sleep because you're upwriting strategies on how to get freedom. That in the midnight hour you can't find rest until you start to organize with people in your community to make your community better. And you start to organize in a way that children who are set to fall will be able to have a chance to succeed. Don't you rest until you're able to take these words and make them into something. Because this is not just about today. No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. Next up, we have a brother from Georgetown University. He's one of the senators at Georgetown University. We are grateful for young leadership here that is coming to speak. Brother George Smith, come on, give him a hand as he comes, George Smith.
I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who it is for or against. I'm a human being first and foremost, and as such, I'm for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole. The message behind these words of Malcolm X remains true to us today. The message is one that we must acknowledge and hold on to as we gather here today, refuting the injustice suffered by Trayvon Martin. For this message is one of activism, virtue, and love. Last night, I re-listened to the graphic 911 tapes that record the last few moments of Trayvon's life. And as I heard Trayvon's piercing screams for help, as he was being actively pursued by George Zimmerman, his terror pervaded my spirit. And as I heard the fired shots from the gun that took his life, a sense of desolation overwhelmed me. I asked myself, what kind of society do I live in which I can walk down the street and not only be hunted down because of my physical appearance, but also have my murderer go unprosecuted. At this time, we must question the morality of our society. We must ask ourselves, what type of country do we live in, where a person can be shamelessly murdered and his killer not brought to trial? Trayvon was shot and killed by a man who saw him as an other, as a suspicious and threatening black person and not as a fellow American. In our country, we lack the sense of a common unifying identity. We are not just American, we are black, white, Latino, Arab, Asian. Through embracing our uniqueness, we tend to forget our commonality. Our primary identity lies in our distinctions rather than our uniformity. Because of this, we fail to recognize that we are each brothers and sisters, neighbors with a common bond. Let us not let the death of Trayvon Martin solely be another gruesome event in American history. Let us not let Trayvon's awful death be in vain. Let us take the horrible circumstance in which he died and instead of seeing it as a pitiful and tragic example of American bigotry, let it be a catalyst for change. We must unify our country, our government, our people under the virtue of justice. We must stand up against the unjust technicality of the Floridian law that prevents George Zimmerman from standing trial. must come together and end the silence surrounding this case due to its racial context. We must acknowledge the implicit and explicit racism that continues to plague the American conscience. Although we must continue to remain cautious, we must nonetheless maintain a love for humanity and acknowledge the common thread that ties us together as American brothers and sisters. It is our time now. We must accept our civic responsibility and demand that our country maintains the promise it makes in the preamble of our Constitution. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. We must demand that our country not let Trayvon's legacy diminish into another historical woe. We must demand the right for prosecution of George Zimmerman. President Obama once said, "A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things." This is our time to be extraordinary. Our time is now.
Everyone give it up. No justice? No justice?
No peace.
My brothers and my sisters, it was just brought to my attention that this is a significant day. It is amazing to me that God would orchestrate for these young sisters to put this together in a spirit of organizing. Young sisters, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it, not connected to any major organization, but just who wanted to come together and wanted to do something. For them to be able to bring us together like this would be the 100th birthday of Dr. Dorothy Height. It is amazing that her life and her legacy still lives on. Her spirit still lives on. And the activism shown by these young sisters who are able to move and to organize and to bring us to these steps to speak for justice. I am grateful to God to be here with these sisters and to see what God is doing through them in this moment and the moments to come. Somebody shout, no justice?
No peace.
Yes, indeed. Now we have Aunt Keen Maynard, who's an elder with the New Life Seventh-day Adventist Church, who shall come and speak with us right now.
Our nation is in mourning because we have a void. It's a void that can never be filled. When Dr. Michael M. Corp students in Trayvon's class graduate, they will notice this void. University of Miami and Florida A&M University have been robbed of the opportunity to accept his college application. For him to walk through their halls and to graduate from their schools. Some airline that's looking for pilots or some aviation repair company looking for an aircraft mechanic will not have the privilege to tell Trayvon that you're hired or that you've been promoted. Trayvon will never be called a husband. He will never have the privilege of hearing a child call him daddy. A life with so much promise snatched from us, cut short, ripped away. Why? Because he looked suspicious. Because he had a hoodie on. Because he had a hoodie on? So we're here today at Freedom Plaza with our hoodies on, proclaiming with a loud voice, no more. No more injustice. No more profiling. No more laws that have us at the opposite end of the gun barrel. No more putting our babies in the early grave. Can I get a witness? No more. No more. We have to stop being a people that only come together when adversity strikes. We have to understand that this can happen at any home. This can happen in our communities. So we have to stand together saying, no more. No more. No more. Why do we have to say no more? Because in our homes is a Trayvon. Can I get a witness? In our high schools is a Trayvon. Can I get a witness? In our neighborhoods there's a Trayvon. Can I get a witness? In our church there's a Trayvon. Can I get a witness? No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
No justice? No justice?
No peace.
Now we're bringing forward Brother Dion Jones, the young ANC commissioner. Come on, give it up, Dion Jones.
No justice?
No peace.
No justice?
No peace.
Today I heard from my mother
I heard from my grandfather. I heard from my father. I heard from my sister. But right now, my young brother, we standing here as Trayvon. All the brothers 21 and below, put your fist in the air. Maya Angelou said in her poem to our grandmothers, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. And today we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. For Emmett Till, we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. For the Stockborough's brother, we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. For Sean Bell, we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. For Michael Vick, we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. For Troy Davis, we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. For Trayvon Martin, we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. Hold up. Trayvon is not the only one. There are thousands known as and unknown. But them, we come as one, but we stand as 10,000. You know what? George Zimmerman fought the wrong one. He fought the wrong boy. He messed with the wrong people. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. You know we won't do a rally of the shadow of death. We will fear no evil, no justice, no peace.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. No justice.
No peace.
We now have coming to us the Reverend Dr. E. Gail Holder. She is the pastor of Christ Our Redeemer Church. She is also the president of the Interfaith Conference of Metropolitan Washington. So won't you make some noise as she comes?
No justice, no peace. We're standing in the backdrop of the district building. We've come to tell America we're not gonna take it anymore. No justice,
No peace.
we're standing in the backdrop of the district building in the nation's capital. We've come to tell the world that we're sick and tired of being sick and tired of our black boys being endangered species. No justice, no peace. We're standing in the backdrop of the district building in the nation's capital. We've come to tell America a justice for all unjustified endeavors, and we're not gonna take it anymore. No justice, no peace. We're standing in the backdrop of the district building in the nation's capital. We've come to tell the world, stop killing our young black boys. No justice, no peace. We're standing in the backdrop of the district building in the nation's capital. We've come to tell the world, you can't have capitalism without racism. No justice, no peace. We're standing in the backdrop of the district building in the nation's capital. We've come to tell the world that we're sick and tired of no justice happening for African Americans in America. No justice, no peace. We're standing in the backdrop of the nation's capital in the district building, and we've come to tell the world we're not gonna take it anymore. Enough is enough. We're standing today in the rain, in the backdrop of the district building in the nation's capital, and we've come to say God is a God of justice, and when one of us hurt, all of us hurt. And we say today, enough is enough. We put on our hoodies. And I tell you, as you put your hoodie on, you better watch your back. Enough is enough. And there is a God who sits high, but he looks low. And when he scooped down and got that dark dirt from the earth and made Adam and Eve, he made us in his own image, which means that we are his children. We are his people. And he will not allow us to hurt anymore.